Hey, what's up guys? I am back again with another brand new tutorial, and I'm going to show you how to complete the full Easter egg guide in the new zombies map called the Reckoning, and how to get the new operator skin for Elizabeth Gray called the Blood, Sweat, and Gears, and that's how you get the reward. So I'm going to show you how to get that. So we're going to get started, so please make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let's get right into this tutorial. So in this video, I'm going to be honest with you, this Easter egg was not easy. It was really complicated throughout the past hours, just literally figuring out all the steps, but we managed to pull through, and it wasn't easy. But the first thing I'm going to show you in this Easter egg is just simply opening up the power and literally unlocking Pack-a-Punch. Now, like I said, when you enter into the Pack-a-Punch room, you'll see all these crystals floating around. You need to shoot all 15 of them until you'll be able to finally use the Pack-a-Punch.
The levels are balancing out.
Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to jump to this beam. You'll turn into a ball, and then you'll see a zombie floating, and you want to hit it. And as soon as you hit it, you won't be able to interact with it, but I'll show you what you need next in order for you to interact with the dead zombie on the floor. Now, over at the Mutant Research Lab, you'll find this little syringe next to the Fowler Mangler, and you want to bring that back to the zombie, and then you want to use it, and it'll drop an item. Now, after you pick up the blood sample, you want to save that, and you want to go back to the Mutant Research Lab, and you want to use that against the Fowler Mangler. And then it will give you like a little in-game cutscene.
What did you tell me? I shouldn't be here. Dr. Fowler, this is the director. You will help these people reactivate the Aetheric portal.
Now, after you finish the Fowler's dialogue, you want to start killing it, and try not to use regular weapons, just use a Pack-a-Punch. It will make it quicker, and it will drop a mutant injection, but you want to keep it, but do not use it yet because it's part of the Easter egg. Now, the next step you want to go to is the Dark Entity Containment room that is located towards the 3rd level of the building in one of the towers. So once you head to that direction, you want to use your Fowler mutant injection. You want to use it, and then that's when you activate the eye scanner, and it'll detect, and you should be able to open the door, and then you'll be able to begin the next step of the Easter egg. Now, after you completed the challenge of the Fowler Mangler, and once you completed the eye scanner, you want to make your way into the Forsaken room, and as you make your way into the Forsaken room, there's going to be a computer on your left side, and it's asking for a 4-digit code. And what you need to get those codes, they can be found on different artificial sheets, and it's around the map. It'll be numbers, items, and dates, and you want to take note of that because the numbers and the dates, you have to put them in chronological order, and you have to put them earliest to last, and 4 papers will spawn per game. And then again, we are still missing some locations, so it's hard to find, and it'll always be randomized every game that you're in.
Location. Hate to sound cold-hearted, but Rick often cost me my family. I'm in no hurry to bring back kids.
I wish it were that simple for me. But even after he locked me up for 6 years, I can't just write him off.
Now, on a side note, once you reach to round 7, you're going to have to kill a couple zombies, and as you're killing these zombies, they will drop a key card. And once you pick up the key card, and you want to reach to your left side of the mutant research test area where there's a tube is, and on that tube, there will be a little safe, and once you open the safe, it will carry a DNA vial, and you want to pick that up, and you want to save it for later on throughout the Easter egg. Now, the next thing we need to solve is the periodic table, and upstairs they're asking for a 3-digit code, and it is required to using the periodic table. And what we need to do to solve this riddle is finding 2 static TVs. One is literally inside where the tube is around the mutant research test area, and it will give you a random word. For me, I got undermine. And then the next static TV is the one next to Deadshot Daiquiri, and what I got for me was liability, or in short terms of LI. And basically this is all going to be randomized. All the numbers can be a little bit confusing, but once you get used to this, it will be a lot more easier for you to learn. Now when it comes to periodic table, you need to find 2 short letters in the alphabet. So for short terms, for example, when you get liability, it's LI, and when you get undermine, it's UN, something like that. But remember, every time it's always going to be randomized. Just always figure out your periodic table. And then the next thing you want to do is get that plant that you had earlier and bring it into the bioweapons lab. And when you go into the bioweapons lab, you have to insert it into this little pot, and you have to literally kill as much vermin as you can in order for it to grow. The more vermin you kill, the more it starts to grow. And sometimes they don't usually teleport into the pot unless you have to like literally instantly kill it. You have to like make sure it's dead. And once you fill it up, you should be able to use that flower citrus, and you have to bring it down to, for me, I call it like the mushroom area, or either that the dark ether zone, which is the quantum computing core. And you want to use that to authenticate the flora health, and you want to lower its health, but make sure you don't lose damage. Just don't hold it for too long. If you're losing health, just drop it. And you have to go to these 3 different locations, and literally it just takes like at least 30 or 20 seconds just to like make sure to drop down to its health, and you should be good to go.
Must mean it's time for pudding.
Now the next step in this Easter egg is looking for all the robotic parts for Klaus. Now in order to find 2 of his arms and his legs is by 1 going into the robotic round just by shooting the robot's hand. And once you shoot the robot's hand, it'll drop on the floor, and you should be able to pick it up, and you should be able to attach it to Klaus. And you want to do it at least 2 times, probably 1 on his leg and also 1 on his arm. Try either his left or his right arm or leg, whichever works, if he's able to drop one of the parts. And then right after you shoot the robots, now the next thing you want to do is just locate where exactly is the parts. I was able to find 1 location, and it's somewhere near like below Gobblegum, and they could always change. Remember, every game always changes locations when it comes to finding parts. So make sure you take a screenshot of every location you have, and you should be able to keep it to yourself. That way you can be able to go back to the game and find the robot's arm and legs. Now after you found all the robotic parts for Klaus, what you need to do is you need to wait till round 16 for the Uber Klaus, aka someone, I call it the Panzer, and he's going to be coming and he'll be using all these shock charges at you, but be careful though, he can down you easily with that, so you want to avoid that as much as possible. So what you want to do is that you want Uber Klaus to shock charge Klaus itself, like the robot that you found all the parts in, and it will help him resurrect, and it'll kill the Uber Klaus itself and all the rest of the zombies. But make sure you have to get a good angle at him, because if you don't, he'll probably get you killed, because his shock charges are pretty OP, and it does a lot of damage, I can tell you that. Just make sure you have a good opening, and make sure he's attached to you, and also focusing towards the robot, which is Klaus himself. Now, after Klaus is resurrected, he'll be using his computer, and you have to wait for him for like a couple minutes, and then you have to keep following him. And then the next thing, as soon as you go to a different location, he's going to take you into a SAM trial. So the SAM trial is basically a challenge that you have to do that he has given you, and you have to basically just stay in the area and killing at least 150 zombies, and you have to get all your teammates together to collect and to make sure you get a high reward if you're killing a bunch of zombies. Just make sure you have to get at least 100 or 150 if possible. Now once you have lead Klaus into the teleportation lab, you will now be able to exit out of the area, and now the next thing we need to do is activate all 4 computers around the big box surrounding Sam, which is the robot herself, inside that box. Now, when you activate all the computers, there is a time limit to it, so you have to be very fast when you activate them, and it'll create electrical charge, and all the zombies will start to spawn in, including another Uber Klaus. But this Uber Klaus, you have to keep this one alive for now. In order for this to work, you have to shoot his shoulders, and once you have to shoot his shoulders, you have to bring him to the shocking pad on the floor, and once he is on the shocking pad, he will be able to create electrical charge that will light up Sam, and it'll create literally the Forsaken mini boss. Now, the Forsaken mini boss isn't that hard to kill. Just literally put your shots on him with the Maelstrom if you have a good Maelstrom class setup, because that's what I use, and it does tons of damage if you pack a punch it and if you have double tap on it, which doubles the damage, and it's really good. And once you have killed the Uber Klaus Forsaken, you will drop the Wonder Weapon, which is the Gorgo effects, and that's how you build the new Wonder Weapon, which is the Gorgo effects, which it looks pretty cool. And I'll show you how to upgrade one of the two things in order for the Easter egg to work. There's a thing called blue and a green step for the Easter egg, and me and my teammates, we actually chose to do green, and it was actually not that hard. There are many ways you can upgrade it, because just remember, you can only upgrade it once and you can't upgrade it twice. That depends if you get the Gorgo effects from the mystery box by using Wonder Bar or something like that. Now, the next step in order for you to upgrade the Gorg effects is located in T2 Android Assembly. Now, we are focusing on the green instead of the blue, so for this one, my friend shot this box and it dropped a part called the Life Dream Serum. Once you pick that up, you're going to move on to the next one, and it's located in the Dark Entity Containment, and it's called the PC Fan. And it's really not that hard because my friend was able to find it in this area. And the next location is also located in the Mutant Research Test area up the stairs, and once you go to it, you go to the Bioweapons Lab and you'll pick up this part, and the next one should be the last part, which is a tube. And once you pick that tube, it's going to be located outside of the Quantum Compass lab. I don't know if I spelled that, or computing lab, sorry if I misspelled it, but it's the tubing is where it's located in that area, which is outside. And now, once you have all the parts located, and once you have all of them, you need to gather your teammates, and you got to meet them to this location where Panos is in that prison cell, and you want to start crafting the parts. And then once you start crafting it, you are going to be in a simulation where you have to defend it for at least a couple minutes, and a lot of zombies are going to start to spawn in. You're going to get a dialogue from Panos, and then he'll start getting on this trap, but you have to defend it for a little while. Just literally kill all these zombies as much as possible until the whole sequence is over. Now, during the sequence, it's going to give you an update where you have to defend the essence extractor, and you have to do it for at least 2 minutes, and you have to defend it as much as possible. Just don't let the zombies in that area, or else it will be destroyed, and chances are you have to repeat the system over again just by rebuilding it. Just don't let them destroy it, and you should be fine. After we successfully defended the objective, unfortunately you will see Blanchard dying in his cell because we chose that path, and right after he died, you will have to pick up this life essence, and you need to bring it back to the mutant lab, literally up the stairs in the bioweapons. Also, when you're holding Blanchard's life essence, don't hold it for too long or else you'll start losing health, because it's very acidic and it's literally dangerous, so don't hold it for too long. Just keep dropping it if you have to, you start to lose health. And once you reach to the bioweapons lab, you want to put it down and you want to kill at least a couple more zombies till it fuels up. And when it fuels up, you should be able to craft it and upgrade the Gorgo effects, and you should be able to get that green effects on it, and you should be good to go. And that's how you complete the upgrade of the Gorgo effects. And now we are getting very close into completing all the Easter egg steps and getting close into the boss fight. Now the next step that we're looking for is the fungal head, or fungal, whatever you call it, but it is located literally around the map. My friend was able to grab it, and unfortunately I didn't get a good clip of it, but we were able to capture the fungal head. And what we need to do is we need to bring it to any of the location that has literally a water bucket, literally a yellow water bucket, and you need to bring it into the T Android assembly, because that's where I had it. It's in different locations, just so you know, because there's just one in spawn and the one over here. That's all I know. But you want to place that head in that water bucket. And once you place that that head in the bucket, it's going to start summoning zombies, because you get the water sprinklers. And when you place that head, it's literally going to have all these zombies start spawning in, and you have to kill all of them, and until it's fully complete. How do you know it's complete? Just by killing zombies, the head will actually start to glow purple, and as many zombies as you can. When it's fully finished, the head will, or the eyes will turn purple, like I said, and literally you have to pick it up and you have to bring it back into the secret room where the portal was, near that eye scanner where I placed the Fowler Mangler. After you reach the teleportation lab, you want to place that head in front of the teleporter, and it will create this little orb, and then starts to literally create another portal. But that's just the next step. You're getting there. We are getting close to the boss fight. We just got to do two more or a couple more steps until we are in the actual boss fight. Now, everyone's been talking about this purple items, because earlier in game you will see a lot of objects like are literally in the map in every corners, and that's what we're going to be using during the Easter egg. Now, there are locked boxes on the floor, and you need to find at least 4 of them, and they are scattered around the map. And when you find one of them, you will have to pick one up. It will say unlocked, and you will pick up one of those Casimirs, aka a vacuum seal device. You want to use those vacuum seal device, and you want to throw it into one of those purple items, and it'll give you one of the first vacuum seal devices. It will literally be captured in there. And that's also what it's used for. Those vacuum seals are supposed to cover and capture those purple items that you guys have been seeing literally in game. Every time when you guys try to do the Easter egg, you will see purple items, say like what is it for. It's actually literally going to be part of throughout the end of the Easter egg.
PhD flopper sighted.
Now, me and my friends, we were able to capture all 4 of them since they're scattered around the area, but we managed to capture at least 4 of the vacuum seal devices, and we need all 4 total because it's very mandatory to bring it back into the teleportation lab, and that's going to be literally going towards the boss fight. And when we get to the boss fight, it's going to get very intense, trust me. Me and my friends literally gone through so much throughout this boss fight, and it takes a lot of communication. Now, before we get into the boss fight, let's get into this last step of the Easter egg. Now, this last step of the Easter egg isn't really that complicated. You have to wait for some of the devices to turn red, and when you see one of them that are red, you have to make it turn green. It's like literally Simon Says, but when you have to make sure one of the controls turns red, and when you see one, you have to make sure you turn it to green. Make sure you interact with it, and then it'll change to green. Remember that, because there is a time limit. If you see it in a different area, and if you forget about it, you're gonna have to restart, and you're gonna have to do it all over again. But you have to be all in the locations, and you have to be very communicating with your teammates to make sure you get the right location, and make sure you don't forget. And it's really not that hard. All you gotta do is just turn on all the red buttons all the way to green, and it's really not that bad. And it only took us like at least 1 or 2 tries during our previous games. Now, after completing the final step of the Easter egg, we are now ready to go into the boss fight, which I was really excited about. Yeah, I'm also nervous because I would say it wasn't as easy. But make sure you're very well prepared. I highly recommend you using orange tier and triple pack-a-punch your guns. And once you go into the teleporter, you have 2 decisions to make. Once you get into the teleporter, you activate the Sentinel artifact, and when you attune it, it will give you an option to either vote for Richtofen or Sam. Now, we actually voted for Richtofen and instead of Sam because we didn't know which one to choose, but it just depended on our gut. So we decided to choose Richtofen over Sam, which I think it was a pretty good choice. And I would say it wasn't smart, but I would say it was very well worth it. But this is how the boss fight starts.
Why? Why would you give him anything after everything he's done?
Safety dog! Raining horses!
Now, the first objective is literally collecting zombies by killing them and collecting souls from the Dark Aether. And you have to do at least 4 of them, 3 to 4 at least. Until after that, you should be able to move on to the next level of the elevator. Now, after completing the first objective, you're going to make your way to the second objective on top of the elevator. You're going to have to shoot these Dark Aether crystals. It's similar to what they did with Outbreak, just shoot all these crystals, but there's going to be a lot of zombies spawning in, so you're going to have to like hurry before all these zombies just try to overrun you. But you should be fine. Just clear out the whole room with the crystals, and as soon as you finish the crystals, there's going to be floating purple orbs. But that's when you're going to have to use your Wonder Weapon, the Gorgo effects, to start shooting at them. And then once you finish shooting all those glowing purple orbs, you should be able to clear out the zombies and you should be able to move into the final phase, into the boss fight.
I tried to tell you, Sam. You're not meant for this world.
Very soon, Edward, your world will be darkness. After everything I did for you, all that I have shared, you turned your backs on me. No more games.
You can internalize that rage!
After you finish completing the final phase, you are now entering throughout the boss fight. And I'm going to tell you this, in this boss fight, it is not easy. Like I said before, you have to be very well prepared because Sam shoots a lot of literally lightnings at you, literally a bunch of lightning sparks around you, and the blast radius literally causes a lot of damage, so you have to avoid that. So my plan is just literally rotating, like literally going in circles, going clockwise, also going counterclockwise, and also being careful of all the laser beams because those laser beams can really also do damage. Now, in order for you to damage it, as soon as she starts to shoot those lasers, she'll pop up all these 4 little red circles in her body. That's when you have to start shooting at her. And I do recommend you using an AR instead of using a shotgun because it wasn't really smart of us using a shotgun throughout the boss fight because we thought it would actually be OP for it, but we didn't know. But there are 3 patterns when it comes to 3 or 4 patterns when it comes to this boss fight, because she will always be in the center, and when she's in the center, that's when you're able to start shooting at her. But when she starts moving around, that's when you also have to start moving around because you'll be vulnerable and she'll literally be immune to all the bullets you put on her. And literally, it is not that easy because you have a bunch of zombies coming at you and all you have to do is just literally run and rotate as much as possible. Thankfully, me and my teammates have all our perks and gobblegums because gobblegums are really helpful because some of my teammates went down, but thankfully we had near-death experience. But continue this process over and over until you meet to the next phase, because Sam actually has in total 3 phases, including Sam sites, but we're going to get into that. But right now we're focusing on the first phase. Her first phase is actually not that bad, and usually it takes about at least 4 to 5 minutes depending on what guns you use, and also like the gobblegums that you have. For example, it's literally insane and it's not easy. Just keep rotating as much as possible until you complete the first phase. Now, before the second phase, you are going to be in a SAM trial, and basically in this objective, you just have to kill 150 zombies in the zone within at least a minute, but you have to be fast or else you won't be able to get the rewards you need. So you just need to kill as much zombies as you can, which is actually not that hard. And as soon as you kill all the zombies, you will be given a reward, which is just a random perk. Pretty much nothing else. But as soon as the Sam trial is over, that's when Sam is going to begin her phase 2, and that's when you're going to have to start becoming more locked in and trying not to get yourself killed, because zombies do spawn in a lot. Thankfully, throughout this boss fight, there was no Uber Klaus. I can confirm you, throughout my boss fights, there was no Uber Klaus, so we are safe. That's all you need to worry about, is just literally the boss fight herself, zombies, and just like the doppelgangers, and that's pretty much it. And it's really not that hard. Just keep focusing on the patterns that I said. Just rotate counterclockwise, clockwise, literally any solutions. And also, when her laser is popping out, there will be 4 opening spots. You have to start shooting on her. Those are her critical weak points. You'll be able to weaken her, and she'll be literally taking a lot of damage. Now, even though she didn't take that much damage from my shotgun, that's okay, because we've been literally stuck throughout this boss fight for the past 30 minutes, and it was by far insane. And I'm gonna be honest, I loved it, but I never died. That's what I like about this. I never died in this boss fight, and it was insane. Now, during the Sam trial, you do need to at least survive for a couple of while in the area, and then that will begin the final phase. Now, the final phase is just when she's going to be going all out with all her sparks, and literally her blast radius is going insane. That's when you have to start running and running to avoid all the damages, and it's really intense. And also, I was actually really super nervous that I thought we were going to lose this boss fight after the hard work we did throughout this Easter egg. So it literally took us the whole day to do this Easter egg, and we finally managed to actually freaking kill this boss. And oh my god, I would say it's unbelievable, but it wasn't easy. We literally managed to clutch this up. I was super nervous, and I'm just glad we were able to clutch up and literally beat Sam in the boss fight in the final map, The Reckoning. Now, that is it for today's tutorial. I'm going to be making more this week because Warzone is also carrying more rewards. Now, I will be helping you. Just comment down below your Activision name, and I will literally help you get the skin. All you gotta do is just comment down below your Activision name in my YouTube video. Now, that is it for today's zombies video. I hope I'll see you guys in the future, and looking forward for more zombies content in 2 or 3 months when Black Ops 7 comes out. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, guys.
I did not want to die here!
Welcome to the party.